I had the craziest epiphany about 4 months ago. I was in the depths of a really painful situation and I was really struggling. And it was in that depth of emotion that something truly, truly astounding and transcendent happened. And I want to share it with you all because what came through to me was something that I think everybody needs to know. To put it simply, I had realised that only I could give myself unconditional love. It was a bit of an epiphany, but I realised that I couldn't put that expectation on anybody else, and that we can't put expectations on other people to love us the way that we want to be loved. Yes, we deserve it, but whether we get it is a different story, and we can't be sad or mad or angry or frustrated at other people for not giving us that, because it's not their job to. It's not their role to. Only you can truly give yourself unconditional love. Hopefully, the majority of parents love their children unconditionally. But even then, we live in a world where that isn't guaranteed. People use the phrase unconditional love too loosely, too much, in my opinion, because true unconditional love means no matter who you are, no matter what thoughts you have, no matter your emotional state, no matter your religion, no matter your sexuality, no matter what you want to do for a career, no matter how you speak to people, no matter what you do, no matter what your actions are, whether you're a bad person or whether you're a good person, whether you have good intentions, whether you have bad intentions, it's about loving that person through all of that and with all of that and because of all of that. That's truly unconditional love without conditions. I will love you, but you have to follow this religion to be a part of this family. That was my cat sneezing, by the way, I'm sorry. I will love you, but you have to be a certain sexuality to be my child. I love you, but if you've done something horrible to someone, I don't know if you can be in this family anymore. I love you, but you're really difficult to deal with or converse with, so I'm going to have to leave. Sorry, you're not the one. I love you, but I'm going to sleep with other people behind your back. That's not unconditional love. And I think so many people use that phrase until something happens that they don't like. They'll say it's unconditional and then they'll leave, or they won't accept you anymore. It's the true essence of acceptance, unconditional love. And what I figured out was only you know yourself that deeply. Only you can love yourself with all of that in tow. Only you can love yourself knowing your most inner thoughts, knowing who you are, knowing all of your shadows, knowing all of the things that you regret, knowing all of the things that you think you would be judged by, knowing all of the beautiful traits about you, but knowing all of the difficult traits about you, knowing how you look when you wake up in the morning, knowing what you want to do with your life, the decisions you've made. Only you know that. And only you can give yourself that unconditional love. I would hope and pray that everybody has felt that from their parents. But unfortunately, we live in a world where that's not guaranteed. But you can be guaranteed to love yourself because you are in control of it. You are the only person and you are the only mind and body that you can control. So give yourself that. If nothing else, give yourself the experience of what it feels like to be unconditionally loved. And as I realised this, I found myself holding myself, hugging myself, and sobbing into my own arms. And it became a conversation between me and my inner child. And I can't explain this properly that will make sense, but hopefully some of you can understand and maybe have even experienced this yourself. But you can be two of the same. You can be you talking to your inner child, and you can hear and listen and respond as your inner child while you're still talking to yourself. It was the most profound experience, and I was giving myself the love that I craved. It was completely an out of body experience. I was telling myself the things I'd wanted to hear from someone. I was telling myself the things that I'd wanted to know about how and why someone loved me. I was giving myself those compliments and those affirmations and those validations and those concrete statements of complete and utter love for myself. And I'm not one to do that. I'm a very self-critical person. The version of me that was speaking to her was sobbing, and my inner child was sobbing. And they were two different experiences happening at the same time within my mind. I had the experience of being able to give that and being able to heal and being the person to bring that to someone. And then I also had the experience of receiving it finally. And the relief and the overwhelming confirmation of this great love that I'd been searching for but just never quite seemed to get came through me. And it was so beautiful. I was saying things to myself like, I would never choose anybody else other than you to be in this life with. I would never choose anybody else. Out of 6 billion people, you are the person. No matter what, I love you because you are you, and you are brilliant, and you are gorgeous and funny and beautiful and kind. And honestly, it was the most hilarious if you saw me walking past the window moment ever, because I would never say these things to myself, and I was hugging myself, and wow, yeah, it was beautiful. And I want everybody to feel that love from themselves. So I just want to say here before I move on to the next part of this incredible transcendent moment in my life, that there's some things that you can do to help foster that love if it feels really far away, or it feels like something that you think you do anyway but maybe want to nurture a little bit, or maybe want to uncover. Then I would just sit with your journal. And if you don't have one, it doesn't matter. You can just use your notes app on your phone, but just start to write down, even if it's bullet points, some things that you love about yourself, and try to just be really specific about it. Because I think that when compliments are generic, it may not land in your mind as much as if it was a really specific thing about you and only you that you love. And if they are generic things like you're kind and you're funny and you're lovely and a good person, then write down why. Push yourself. Why am I kind? Name a time when I've been kind. Start to write a list of things that you are proud of yourself about, that you love about yourself. And one thing I would say is be bold about it, because no one is going to see this list. You are safe to write these things down. You are safe and you are held and you are heard, because you are the only audience of this list. Even if it feels cringe and you have a limiting belief of not feeling worthy, or you think it's cringe to say nice things about yourself, or you've been brought up to think that that's not okay, or that is big headed. No one needs to know that you've done this or see that you've done this. So be specific, be outrageous, be courageous with it. Write down if you're absolutely gorgeous. Write down if you think you're the most clever person in every room and it tires you out. Write down if you think that you're a genius or the best person in your dance class, or you think that you are the funniest person in your family. No one is going to mark you on this. No one is going to expose it to the world. You are completely safe. But start writing it down and keep it for yourself and add to it. When you think of something, write it down if you've done something that's made you proud that day. And it can just be a note between you and you to start to nurture this unconditional love. And I hope that you would all choose yourself to be you again and again and again in every lifetime. Don't let somebody else tell you that. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you that. Don't wait for another soul to give you that validation, because you chose you. Out of every single soul and every single person in this world that you could have chosen to be, you chose you. You've already been chosen by someone. You've already been chosen by yourself. So please acknowledge that, and I hope that writing these things down becomes a real turning point for everybody. So back to the point of the story where I've just kind of come out of this incredible realization. I sat with it and I was almost in disbelief that it had happened. I kind of came back to the room and I was completely still, almost in shock maybe. But it was very calm and very peaceful, and I was looking out the window, and all of a sudden I started speaking, but it wasn't me speaking. I started to channel a guide or my higher self. I think it was a guide. And they confirmed for me something that I want to share with you, which is that yes, we all chose to come to Earth, and yes, we all chose to have this life. But we also chose our parents based off of the conditioning and the programming that those two people together combined would give us. Because of the lessons that we wanted to learn on this earth, everybody's individual specific lessons as a soul that they wanted to come to earth to learn, we chose the parents that would do that. And so this web of clarification and clarity all started to kind of make sense visually of how we're all intertwined, how we all come to be, how our partners are chosen, how we choose our partners. It's all destined. Two people meeting because of this set of circumstances and programming and conditioning that they've had allow them to be attracted to each other, for then another soul to come into the world and have their own set of programming and lessons that they want to learn from that upbringing to come to earth and to have these lessons. If you believe in the different planes, if you believe in multiple lives and past lives and dimensions and different realities and different planets, then this may resonate with you, because the earth is, I got told, one of the hardest places to be, and so it's where souls come to learn the most and the quickest, because earth is the only place that love isn't guaranteed. Earth is the only place that love is conditional. Earth is the only place that love is sometimes hard to find. Some souls may go through life having never experienced it. Some souls may go through life having experienced different dynamics of it. We have to be a certain way to receive love. We have to fit a certain mold to receive love. And the guide that was speaking through me said, in every other realm, in every other dimension, whatever you want to call it, love is in the ether. And I'll never forget that phrase. It landed so completely in my heart. You would breathe and feel love. It was the air that they would breathe, or that we would breathe. It was a given. It was our being. It was our state. We were love. And so connecting all this back round to a soul that comes to this earth to have conditioning, to then remember through it all to love themselves in the hardest place that you can do that. It's one of the most difficult things to do in a world which is designed to not make you love yourself. Then that's the ultimate lesson. That is such an achievement. And it just dawned on me that this lesson, this epiphany that I had, and this channeling message, this download, this information that was given to me only came through to me because I just learned the lesson of unconditional love. And I just felt as though I needed to tell the world, like scream it from the rooftops, because true joy can be found if we give ourselves unconditional love. And joy is the highest frequency, and we will unlock so much within us. We would activate our third eye, we would unlock our potential, we could feel that we are divinely free and divinely safe. And remember our soul's mission and our soul's calling, and to strip away the expectations that we put on others to make us feel loved. We may want it and we may like it and we may get it and it's lovely, but we don't need it anymore. So we don't put the expectation on other people because we're quite happy loving ourselves unconditionally. Anything else is a bonus at this point, because truly when you unlock it, it's the most enlightening, freeing feeling. And that is kind of where it ended. There were a lot of messages that came through for me personally on my individual journey, and a lot of answers that I received, but it really truly did feel like a message for the collective. And it was shortly after this that I first got the idea to create this podcast, because it mentioned about using my voice to help in some way. So if any of that resonated with you today, I would absolutely love to know. And I would love to just hear your thoughts on it, because I'm so open to progressing every thought and idea that I have even further and going deeper with it. So please comment your thoughts, and yeah, stick around for the next one.